Another thing about ethics, one of my former bosses once taught me, if this is the line of what's right and wrong, don't hang out here. Because sometimes sometimes people can misinterpret that, number one, but sometimes the law changes. And the line of what's right and wrong changes. And when it does, it tends not to be gradual. And you tend not to have much notice. It jumps. And then you're caught out. Okay, you got that? We'll be testing. Number two, a lousy answer to the following question is the following answer. Why are you doing X? Is the question. You fill in the blank as to what X is. Why are you doing X? What's the lousy answer? Because everybody else is. Do not ever say that for as long as you live. And as Frank Sinatra used to say, I hope you all live to be 100 years, and I hope the last voice you hear is mine. Do not run in packs. Don't do something because that's what everybody else is doing. Do it. It's okay ultimately if you do what everyone else does, but think it through. It's okay, and have a good reason for it. I'm doing X because of Y. Okay, that makes sense. Go ahead and do it. But many times in life you're going to realize that the pack got it wrong. And you may be under enormous peer pressure to stand back and not do what the pack is doing. Withstand that pressure. Have courage, particularly in your convictions. You got that one? That's number two. You are entering a world far, far more diverse than the world I entered when I graduated from high school in 1975, or when Joe graduated from high school in 1935. Excuse me, that was right. You are entering an incredibly diverse world. One snapshot in America. The last presidential election in November, 28% of the vote was a minority vote. That's an all-time high. And that's only going up. It's gone up 2 or 3 percentage points every single time. It's the reason at the end of the day that Barack Obama got reelected. 72% of the vote was white, and he lost that vote 60% to 40%. But he won the minority vote 80% to 20%. It's a whole new world. I'm going to say something from a personal conviction. This is not in my position as representing the country. I think the Supreme Court this week, which made some monster decisions, which could impact you for the rest of your lives, by the way, they got some of them right and they got some of them wrong. One of the interesting reactions to their decision on the Voting Rights Act is that it's too simple to look at our country anymore as either white America or a black America when the Voting Rights Act was first enacted in 1965. Our world, and this is not just America, this is Germany just as much as it's America. It's the whole world. It is coming closer and closer to the objective that Jesse Jackson set out 40 years ago, not of a melting pot, but of a vegetable soup, which I think is the better way to describe our objective as a society. We're all the same. It steeps on the stove. The longer we're together, the better it tastes. It's harmonious. It really works. I'll bet. The carrots always taste like carrots. The potatoes always taste like potatoes. The beans always taste like beans. And that's the balance we have to get as societies, and that's the balance you have to get as individuals. So you've lived this dream. Whether you're German American or a third country, you've gone to an incredibly diverse school with all sorts of international influences. Don't lose that. Don't lose that. Build on that. Keep your language skills as good as they are now. If you're really proficient in a second language, pick up a third. Embrace diversity. On our best days, I'll shout out something proud about America. On our best days, we walk the talk in the sense of diversity as our core strength. Not as a burden, but as our core strength. That doesn't mean we get it right every day. We remain on the long road toward getting it right. But that's the way you gotta think. I embrace diversity. Think about Martin Luther King. Think about his speech on August 28, 1963, the 50th anniversary, which is coming in a couple of months, when he said, "I have a dream that my 4 children will grow up in a nation where they're not judged by the color of the skin, but by the content of their character." Give everybody a chance.